Hello, everybody. This is Yarning Around with Chris and Kathy.
Yep, I'm
And
Kathy,
She's Kathy. I'm Chris.
and he's Chris.
We are here at the yarn store as per usual.
Mm-hmm.
It is a lovely autumn afternoon, actually.
Oh, it's so gorgeous out there.
It's supposed to get
It
colder.
was so warm. I was really surprised. I started off all bundled up as we do
Mhm.
usually in the mornings. But then it got really, really great, so
think
I
it's
was
in the
happy about
60s.
that.
It might even be close to
Oh,
70.
it might be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really good. So that made me happy that it's nice and warm.
Me too.
And the beautiful sun shining through after all that rain that we've been having. It's been quite a bit.
It's
Yeah.
nice. It's a little depressing
So-
that the sun sets at like 5 p.m.,
Yeah, that's true.
but can't control that.
Yeah, but
We kind of could if we didn't do the silly daylight thing.
That's
but
true, but I don't mind the extra hour that I can sleep in and wake up on Sunday and not be late.
I worked at a bar for a while.
Oh,
And,
wow. Okay.
It was interesting because it's actually state law that you can stay open an extra hour that night, right?
Oh,
Because the hour
okay.
the changes.
Okay.
And I had a customer once who was pissed off at me because we were closing
Uh-huh.
at technically 1 a.m. instead of 2 a.m. They said, well, don't we have an extra hour? And I was like, no, I'm going
okay.
home. And so are you. Get out.
And he wasn't happy. He was like,
Yeah.
hey, the state law says
Yeah, exactly.
this.
He wanted to hang out and party, but
And he said, well, my boss didn't approve that,
Nope.
so I'm going home.
nope, I'm going home. Bye.
Well, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
So that's good. Well, I was away traveling for a while.
You
I went
were?
up to Washington State and was up on Puget Sound for a long weekend, like a Thursday through a Monday. And I was lovely. It didn't have anything to do with knitting, but that's okay. I still had a really great time.
You have
So-
family there, or
No, this was with a group of I'm taking classes.
Oh, right,
And
yeah.
there's a school that I go to, and they have a festival in the fall, and they have a festival in the
fun.
spring. So it was lovely, and the sun came out part of the time, but it was cold. Oh my goodness, it was colder than New Mexico because it was so damp.
yeah?
And they kept leaving the door. We slept in barracks, and they kept leaving the door open, and I was like, no, I'm a little old lady.
It's cold.
It's cold.
Close the door.
Close the door. But you couldn't get in from the outside when the door was closed.
Oh,
So I understood why they did it, so they didn't have to walk all the way around the building.
Right.
But my goodness, it was cold. But it was lovely. I had such a great time.
Good.
But that's part of why we haven't been recording.
it has.
And
been.
my forgetting.
Here we are.
Yes.
Here
So
we
there we go.
are.
So what's
Because-
on your needles, Chris?
So, well, I think I've already showed both the sweaters I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't show you again, but I will tell you
Uh-huh.
that the body of both of the sweaters is done, and now I'm just
Oh, wonderful.
doing sleeves. So if I actually sat down and like made myself do it, I could probably finish them both in the next 2 weeks.
Oh, wow. Okay,
I
so
think
you've made
it's
quite
just
a bit
sleeves.
of
Although
progress.
sometimes when you start a sleeve, it feels like it's
For-
taking longer than than the bigger
Yes,
part of the sweater, which
yes.
is a weird
It is sort of weird. It's a phenomenon. but-
knitting time warp.
Yeah, it really is. I see that. So.
So I'm doing that, I guess. This is a half-finished object and something on my needles, right?
Oh, yeah, very nice.
So we got
Oh,
that.
you got a sock. You got one sock done.
These.
Oh, how lovely.
This will make. This is a gift, Christmas gift.
Nice. Very nice. I have one pair of socks done for my Christmas gift
Oh,
giving,
good.
and everyone else
Yeah.
is going to have to wait till next year.
That's all right.
So that's the way I look at that, because I want to focus on the Yell sweater. You know, that
Right.
knit along that we were doing that we
Right.
have talked about a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I was working on something else, so I waited till that was finished, and then I went ahead and started on this. So I've got the little moss stitch around the bottom.
Okay. Okay.
Like 5 rows. And then I'm working on my third row of the color.
Good. Good.
So it's a long ways around that.
I'm certainly not going to judge you because that is an adventurous project.
So, but I've just now started working on it this past week. So
Good.
I'm excited and looking forward to finishing that up.
Good.
So that'll be good.
Just as a tangent, when you
Mhm.
do your stranded color work, do you do two hands? Or
I
do you
not.
do one?
I'm slow.
I do, me too.
But, because I know you're supposed to use two hands to
Mhm.
do it, but and then I get all tangled up, and then I forget where I am, and then I get confused, and then I'm like, it's just faster for me to drop and pick. It doesn't really.
Oh,
hurt that much.
Arnie and Carlos do that.
Arnie and Carlos do that? They
Yeah.
drop and pick?
Well, they do it with their right hand, but I mean, they only use one hand at a time. They don't
Oh, well,
hold
I'm,
both colors at the same time.
no, I do
anyways.
not hold
Yeah.
both colors at the same time.
Yeah.
No, I can't do that. But it really doesn't take that much longer.
Well,
It's
they-
just what you're used to, I
True.
think.
But they say that makes the tension better, though.
To hold it in two hands?
No, to drop.
Drop.
Drop,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well, yay! My tension is going to be better.
There you go.
It's just going to be slower, but it will be better.
Yeah.
So that's good. Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, so that's what's on my needles at the moment, is just that.
Sweet. I'm trying
And-
to think if I have.
Anything else?
Well, we
that you're
have
working
those forever projects.
on? Yes.
that we're always
the
talking
forever projects.
you know.
Yeah.
I think I counted 9 in total.
Okay. Yes, I was going through because I wanted to take something with me on my trip that would be easy enough to do. Just stupid.
Did you start
knitting.
something new though?
No.
No. Oh, it was something you already
But
started.
what I was looking through all my bags of all the stuff that I have,
Right.
and so that's what I did, and so I took something with me, but I just didn't have the time or the
Mhm.
mojo or whatever to do the knitting. And my plane flights were just so lovely; they were on time, and I slept during them, and then they landed. Yay! Isn't that the way to
good.
do
Yeah.
it? So
I-
I didn't really get finished, but I found like a bunch of bags. I got a big bag full of all these little bags
Oh, no.
of projects. So I probably have about 9 too.
They're multiplying, I bet. In
Yeah, there they are. They're having a good old time.
there.
You got to be careful with that yarn.
Yay.
So what about finished objects?
I'm gonna call this technically a finish. I did finish a pair of socks, but I already showed you
Right.
one last
One.
week, so those
Right.
are done now.
Those are done now.
The ugly
okay.
ones.
Okay.
I did
Right.
put them on though, and they feel very lovely. So
Oh, nice. So you can put up
that's
with the
good.
ugliness.
I think I might be able to.
Okay, good.
But I'm gonna technically, speaking of Arnie and Carlos, I'm gonna call
Okay.
this my finished object.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to, of course, make a blanket with all the scraps
Okay.
that I have,
Oh, nice.
and then they have a wonderful design of joining them.
Oh.
Which the join is decorative as well.
Oh, how cool is
Yeah,
that?
so that'll be really fun. I'm not expecting to finish this. This is not
A project that you've started and want to end it
exactly.
eventually.
I'm pretty sure this is
sometime
taking me-
it'll get done in your lifetime.
I think I'm gonna go buy one of those clear bins.
Oh, nice.
And then so I'm using the ends of sock yarn skeins,
Right.
of course.
Uh-huh.
So I'll just throw all the squares and all the ends in the bin,
Right.
and they'll be protected.
And there you go.
Yeah.
Then you can just pull it out and work on it whenever you
Yeah,
want to.
and I think it'll look really nice on the back of my couch,
Yes, I'm sure it will.
just like Grandma
Just
used
like
to do.
Grandma. I made one of those.
You
It
did?
took me 20 years,
I
but
think
I
they're-
eventually made it.
I think they're really fun,
They are. They're quick and easy, and I enjoyed them. But
and I could do it change color every round.
yeah, that's nice. I like that. So good.
Yeah.
Well, I finished my orange sweater
You did?
for my grandson.
Good.
And it fits him barely, but
Oh no.
he put it on.
It's too big or too small.
Little small.
Aw.
But he's gonna at least get till the end of the year probably with it.
Good.
It helped that he was in flag football, so he lost some weight. But yeah. So next time, when I realized with that pattern was that the construction of the yoke was different. It wasn't really a raglan sweater, but it.
Oh, it was a circular
It
yoke.
was a circular yoke.
Yeah, I remember.
And so that circular yoke was nice, but I think that I needed to add like maybe go up 2 sizes, because under the arms is where it's really snug.
Especially for boys.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
could see that.
I found that. sometimes I go, I don't know if this helps, but sometimes
Uh-huh.
I go by the measurement of the back from
Okay.
shoulder to shoulder
Okay.
instead of just the
the circumference?
yeah of your
Oh,
chest.
okay. Just the chest.
I
I
think
put
it
in
helps a
short
little more
rows and
accurate.
everything too, but so it fits him.
Good.
But it's a little tight under his arms.
Mhm.
But we're going to get a picture of it, of him wearing it, and insert it in this because Chris is magical.
Do that.
Way.
And then I think when it's too small for him,
Uh-huh.
we should take the yarn out and make like a hat that he can have.
Oh, that's true. I
Then
could do
he
that.
It could still be like a
It
special.
could still be a special thing.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
And
I'll talk to him about
maybe
that.
we can fit that color work pattern.
Pattern around the brim of the hat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
That'd
could
be
do
cool.
that. That was a fun color work. It's got these beautiful trees and it's just lovely.
It's
So-
a great orange.
Well, that's the color he chose. So, yeah. So now I've got my little granddaughter. I have to make her a sweater, and then I can make Patrick a sweater. The one that he's asked me again if I would make him. I
Oh,
promise I'll wear it,
I
Grandma.
remember that.
Yeah, he's so funny. So that's what I finished. I did finish that in time for his birthday, which was October 14th.
Nice.
So the night before, it was finished. And that was good. So I was happy about that.
Oh, it's already November, isn't it? I thought we were still in October for some
Yeah,
reason.
no, it's November.
Oh, it's election
Time
day.
Just keeps. Yes, it is.
You
November
won't-
6th.
You won't see this until after, but
The election, I hope.
But we hope you all went out and voted.
Voted.
Yes.
And that it turns out the way I want it to.
We just want things to be better. That's all. We'll just say that.
Because I'm very biased in what I want.
Indeed.
So anyway, we'll see what happens.
Yes.
But that sounds great. So
I have one more thing.
Oh, what else do you have?
I finished this
Oh, that's
stole.
right. Oh my goodness. Here, let me help you hold it up.
It's very large
Look
and
how
very
large that
comfy.
is.
I hope
It's
the pink,
beautiful.
the warp is kind of a variegated pink and purple,
Oh.
and the weft is a mossy kind of green.
Oh, okay. That's beautiful.
So I was very
love it.
excited to.
I think it's marvelous. Look how beautiful that is.
This was a learning experience and a challenge because this is the widest I've ever wove before.
Oh, This wide.
And it takes a lot more attention than like a 10-inch scarf maybe.
Well, yeah, I guess that's probably true.
So there are some
Look at
mistakes,
that.
but I left them in there.
Of course. That's beautiful. Your mom's going to be so happy and
I think
excited
so.
about this. So tell her not to watch this podcast
Okay.
until after Christmas.
It is. It's maybe because of the silk. It's wrinkled after I washed it. Do you think it just a light steam
A
or
light steam, I think,
Yeah.
would work on it. Or if you wanted to iron it, I would put a cloth over top
Yeah.
of it. But it's beautiful. Look at how wonderful your edges are.
Thank you.
They're really nice.
We're having a blast weaving.
Yeah, that's great.
It's very fun.
Ooh, I love it.
It's very fun.
Yeah, that's wonderful. All right. Very nice, Chris.
That's
You did
right.
a beautiful job.
Thank you. So what's up next?
So now we want to talk about how the celebration went, the birthday celebration.
Okay.
So I can tell you from my perspective, I was helping out with, we did sort of like a fiber to finish. So we had a sheep here, and Katie Lente brought the sheep, and it was the sweetest little sheep. Oh my goodness. You could just...
Trying to remember its name, but
Uh,
Fluffy?
Floofy.
Floofy?
Floofy sheep. Floofy sheep is the name of that sheep, and she is adorable. She's wonderful. So a lot of people were excited about seeing that. And then I had a fleece that someone had given me years ago, which I think we determined was probably a Shetland or a Shetland cross with maybe a merino. And so I processed that. We did the drum carder.
Mhm.
I got the drum carder. I had some little hand carders going too. And then I did a little bit of that, and then I spun, and then I wove a little bit because Chris went ahead and warped the loom. So I went ahead and did that, and then just worked our way back and forth. And then Jeannie came over, and she took over in the afternoon. And then Paula, one of our spinners, she came over and did some weaving.
Good. She's so nice. I love
She's
Paula.
so great. I really enjoy Paula. She's so funny too. So anyway, so we had a nice little time there, and there were several families that came by,
Good.
and that was really nice. I was really happy to show people, and I was able to let them practice and try it out too.
And if you're watching this in Albuquerque, you can actually stop by the store and see it. And you can even, it's still on the loom, so you can weave a little bit on it if you want
Right,
to.
if you wanted to, because I know I said I would finish that up, but I just haven't done it yet. But it's really beautiful. We got
It
quite
is.
a bit done.
It is very pretty.
I was
yeah.
really, really pleased with it. So the gray, it turned out to be like a gray.
Mhm.
When I finished spinning it, it was like a black and sort of gray.
Yeah, it's
It's really
like dark
pretty.
pewter.
Oh, pewter. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good word. So anyway, so it's really nice, and I was really happy. So that's what I did on that day, and I had a ball. So
Well, we had a blast too. We had every single staff member was here. It was really fun. Very busy in the store. We had
it
lots of
was.
yummy food,
Oh yeah,
so that's always a plus.
that cake was absolutely
Oh,
delicious.
gigantic cake.
It's a chantilly cake
Big-
from Whole Foods.
Mhm.
I'm like, that's what I'm telling everybody I want from now on. Is that
It
cake.
is. That one is quite good. I
'Cause
think
it
they.
was delicious.
I think only by special request, but you can request it in chocolate.
Oh.
Yeah. It's very good too.
I bet it is. Ooh, it's got a lot of fruit in it. It's
Mhm.
just really lovely.
Yeah, it's light and not.
Right, it's not heavy at all.
Not
It's
cloying.
very light, and the icing was really really good
Yeah.
too. Not too
Cake.
sweet. It was good.
What else did we do?
So I never got up to where they were doing the guild demonstrations. How
You know,
did that go?
I unfortunately did not either, but
oh, okay.
some of the demonstrators said that it was pretty steady all day,
Oh, nice.
which is good.
okay.
I know they had some tables set up for people to also learn
Yes,
to
I
knit
had heard
and
that
stuff
too.
like that, so
Mhm.
that's fun.
That's really good.
Nobody yelled at me or or threatened to not do it next year, so I'm guessing it went
So it'll
well.
probably go over
Yeah,
again.
I
That'll
would
be
have
fun.
went over, but I was very busy.
Yeah, well,
here,
it was
so-
crazy in the store. It
Yes.
was like nonstop
Yeah,
because it was also the last Saturday of the month.
right.
So we had a nice sale going on. That was really nice. So
It was
that was
fun.
good. That's wonderful. So all right, that's good.
Yeah.
And then I'm just adding something that I'm going to talk about so I don't forget it. And so the next thing we have is our knit along. So the next knit along, because we've been doing the different quarters, so the next knit along Teray is going to be hosting, and it's called the Traveling Cable Hand Warmers by Pearl Soho, and it's free on Ravelry. And yes.
You have to get it from Pearl Soho though. They might have a page on Ravelry, but
okay, so you get it from Pearl Soho.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. And
But it
that's
is free, yeah.
going to start on the 18th, which is this 2 weeks Sunday. Not this week, but next week. Yeah, I got it down here.
You do?
11,
Oh, okay.
18, 18 from 2 to 4. And it's on a Sunday, and that's Teray's knit along. And so you need the Road to China light, but any sport weight will do. Size 4 needle. And if you're going to knit along, she wants you to cast on and knit 2x2 rib for 20 rows. So that's where she wants, I guess, to start it, so that the cuff is already done
Mhm.
and you're ready to start the hand stuff.
If you're just learning or consider yourself kind of a new or intermediate knitter,
Mhm.
I think this is a really good project to practice a more complicated cable. I
Uh-huh.
wouldn't say that the cable is complicated, but
Okay.
it's definitely a little more involved than just like 2/2
Okay.
or something like that. But it's totally doable,
Okay.
and it looks really great.
I think I might try doing that.
Yeah,
too.
I think I will too. I have
Because I can do the yell sweater and I can also do this at the same time.
Yeah, and I
too.
have some of this in my stash. The
Oh,
Road to
nice.
China light is I think we've actually had it.
Do we still have it?
No, we showcased it on
Oh, yes.
one of the
I think we
episodes.
did because it's sounding
it's
very
like,
familiar.
it's camel and silk.
Oh, nice.
It is luxurious. Yeah,
Oh, good.
it's so soft. And this would be a very, very good indulgent gift for yourself. And I totally recommend doing those kinds of things.
Oh, definitely.
You know, if you're not that kind of person, you could do it for someone you love.
That's right. And it would be lovely.
But you should love yourself enough to give yourself that gift as well.
I agree. Start being nice to yourself. I really agree with that one.
Yeah, totally.
I've been trying to be nice to myself too, so.
Especially this time of
Yeah.
year, you know, when we're gearing up towards the holidays. I know
Right.
some people get stressful, and this is a sad time of year for people
Yeah.
too
It
sometimes.
can be hard.
So just breathe and give yourself some nice yarn.
Yeah.
There's
That would be
nothing
nice.
wrong with
even,
that.
even if you're giving a gift away,
Yeah,
when you're knitting it, you get the luxuriousness
it
of
is
feeling
it
it.
is nice.
And
to touch.
so you're working with a beautiful yarn, and you're thinking wonderful, loving thoughts about the
Mhm.
person that you're making it for. And so that's just really a wonderful way to spend your
I
time.
do like to kind of imagine that I'm putting a little prayer or a meditation in
Mhm.
each stitch.
I do
And
with
then you
everything I do.
Send it off.
Hmm I do that.
That was a tangent. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's a wonderful tangent. I love it. So that's that knit along, and that sounds really good. So if you're
It'll be fun.
interested in that, you can do that.
Yes, and we another tangent. We apologize. There was a crochet along scheduled, but
Oh, okay.
the facilitator had some stuff come up, and we weren't able to do that. But I'm sure
okay.
she'll
Come up with another
come
one?
up with something else.
Okay, that'll be good.
Hmm.
All right, so now we're on new yarns.
New
And
yarns.
whatever notes you have about anything. So,
The notes I had were just dates.
oh, okay.
Maybe. Well, let's do the yarns first.
Do the yarns. Okay.
Let's do the fun stuff, and then
Yeah,
we'll get
that's
the
good.
get the facts and figures done after
Okay.
that. So my Anzula rep came,
Oh, nice.
and she's super fun. I love her, and she always brings yarn, which is another reason to love her.
yes.
You might have seen something like this
Mhm.
before. You can kind of see the sparkle in there.
Yeah, there's nice
It's much more sparkly in real life. We already carried one called Nebula by Anzula,
Oh, yes.
and it had this sparkly stuff.
Mhm.
This is also sparkly stuff, but this has cashmere in it.
Oh,
Yes.
how nice is that?
And this color is great, very New Mexico.
Oh, that's definitely a New Mexico
Yeah.
color.
So,
Oh, I love it.
this
All
is
right, I need to
Lunaris.
feel it.
Yes,
This is nice.
I know.
I
It's
like
so
that.
squishy. The
It is.
the base she
Ooh.
uses for all of her fingering weight
Nice.
yarns is so bouncy.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really bouncy. It's lovely.
And bouncy leads me to the next one.
Okay.
This is what she calls her sock yarn. It's, merino cashmere nylon. Good old MCN. Comes in beautiful colors. No sparkle on this one, but, it's going in your shoe. But the colors are so pretty, and it's like a cloud. It's like a big fluffy
Ooh,
cloud.
this is really nice. This
Yeah.
is even
Bouncier?
bouncier
Yeah.
than this one. Yeah,
love it.
This is really bouncy. Oh,
Oh,
I love
yeah.
it. Just to think you'd be like walking. It's called squishy. You'd
Squishy.
be walking on a
Little squishiness.
squishiness, walking on a cloud. Oh, how lovely.
Yes, I love that.
Okay, those are good.
The next two, they're not super new to the store, so if you've been in the store, you might have seen them,
Uh-huh.
but we haven't talked in a while, so they'll be
Right.
new to the show.
Right.
We have been having requests for 100% alpaca yarns,
Oh.
and we
Okay.
didn't really have any, very few.
Uh-huh.
So we beefed up that section a little bit. These are two of them. This is 100% baby alpaca by Puna,
Ooh, nice.
and it's just luxurious. It feels
And
very wonderful. I imagine it's the difference between lamb's wool and right
Oh,
the baby
okay,
alpaca.
the baby
I don't know much
alpaca.
about it. I'm just guessing.
Oh,
What do
this
you
is
think?
really, really soft.
But-
Sort of like the first shearing of a
Yeah,
lamb. Yeah.
but you can tell already just by picking
Oh
it
my
up
gosh.
that if you made a garment out of that,
It's going to have a beautiful
yeah,
drape to it.
it's just
Yeah, that's lovely.
cascading and falling
now,
all
do
over
they
you.
have it? Does it come in what weight? What weights are it?
I believe this is a worsted. If it's not, it's a light worsted. It's calling for a size 6 needle, so
Okay.
probably in between DK and
DK
worsted.
and worsted,
Mhm.
yeah. Because it's thicker than the sock yarn.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, it's gorgeous. Oh my goodness. You could just put it up against
Yeah.
your neck.
You don't even have to knit with it. You can just
Yeah,
unwind
you
it.
could just
and...
unwind it and wear it around your neck. There you go. Tie it in a few places, and there you go. This is gorgeous.
It is very
now,
nice.
what are the ranges of color? Are they all neutrals or?
No, we have some other colors. I don't know why I picked the
It's
darkest
okay.
color.
You could. It's okay. You were drawn to it.
I'm wearing black today. Maybe that's what.
Well, yeah, you wear black a lot, but it's just beautiful. It's gorgeous. So okay, that's
It is.
nice.
And
Mhm.
so we've had this company in the store for a while. They do the Kindred Spirit braids. Have you seen that?
Yes,
it's
I have.
A yarn. It is this yarn, the Marakita, and then it's braided with. I
Yes.
don't think it's mohair, but it has that.
That furriness.
Furry
Yeah.
um,
Like a
effect, like Kid Silk Haze or something like
yeah.
that.
What do they call that? The bloom.
Bloom.
Like
Okay.
a bloom.
Halo.
Yeah. Halo.
Yeah.
That's another word for it too. Yeah.
But this is, while not a new product, it's new to us. This is the half of the Kindred Spirit braid, the Marakita.
Okay.
This
Nice.
is 50% alpaca and 50% tencel, so it's
Oh,
shiny
It's very very
and
shiny.
it's very
I don't
slick.
think you can see it in this light, but it is incredibly shiny, and it's slick. So
It's real slick.
so that'll
And-
be oh yes it
Yeah,
is.
isn't it?
That will just fly off
Yeah,
your needles.
that's butter right there.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, this is lovely.
That would make a great neck or shoulder accessory because
Yes,
it would just
would. Oh my goodness.
hug you.
That is wonderful. Very nice.
And we're expecting some other new stuff in as we get closer to the holiday season.
Okay.
We wanted to focus on some luxury fibers again.
Mm-hmm.
So, because they make great gifts, you
Yeah,
know,
they
to
do.
yourself.
And you don't need a
or
lot
You don't need a lot.
to make like a little wristlets or to make a little scarf or whatever.
Mhm.
Usually one skein will
That'll
work
do
for
it.
you.
And
Mhm.
and you know, if you wanted to buy a whole sweater's worth of the cashmere we're getting in, heck, do it. But you don't
No,
need
of
that
course
much.
you
You,
can't.
don't need that much. But you could.
Right. But you certainly could.
You could, for
of
sure.
course you could.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes people we're on a budget.
Oh, for
so,
sure. Yeah,
know,
yeah.
So you could, but it's something that's fun to play around with and just get like one skein, and then
Mhm.
you've got a wonderful project to do, and you can give it to yourself,
You can.
or you can give it to somebody you love.
So that's the cashmere
Or
that's coming
You
in.
can give it away on the
Sure,
bus.
give it away.
But I don't think that will happen.
We have 100% yak down.
Oh, That'll
That
be
one's really pretty.
interesting.
And then, as you were saying, because people are on a budget, totally get it. We also have
Mhm.
that from that Reiwa, who
Uh-huh.
does the yak down. We have 50/50 yak down
oh,
wool
nice.
to be a little more affordable, and it's still just as lovely.
Just as lovely.
Yeah.
Nice.
Great
That's
colors too.
good. Yeah, that's wonderful. So that sounds
So
good.
we are excited about
All of that.
helping you find whatever you'd like to give, or
Mhm.
give to yourself, or give to a loved one.
Exactly.
We are here to help you with that as we're coming up the holidays, and I'm excited.
Uh-huh.
I like helping people come in and pick projects, and because they get really excited to make something for someone they love, and I like helping.
That's nice.
I like helping. with
Figuring that out.
Yes, it's very fun for
That's
me.
nice. It's a part of your the reason that you love doing what you're
Yes,
doing.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that sounds great. Well, wonderful. Well, that sounds great. I'm going to have to get one of those. I'm not sure which one. Maybe I'll just get one every 2 weeks when
Sure.
I get paid. And then I'll have a nice variety of them. So that's good. So one of the things I've been doing, Chris, is we've come up with some beginner kits for knitting.
Great.
We
Yeah.
also have some beginner kits for crocheting also, but
Mhm.
I am not offering those. I think Anna is.
Anna Murphy. Yeah.
Anna Murphy is. So
She's a
you-
great teacher.
Yeah.
She's
And-
she's very thorough. She is incredibly passionate about crochet.
Yeah, she really
She knows
is.
just about everything.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
The other day, she had her crochet hooks out on the table, and she had this like scientific instrument, caliper, calipers,
Caliper,
and she
uh-huh.
was making sure that the gauge of her hooks was what the company said
Said
it was. Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yep.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. So she's pretty intense.
So that's good.
Not that you're
So-
not passionate about
Well,
knitting.
no,
I'm just.
I am, but I don't have calipers.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Everyone has their own style of knitting and their own style of teaching, and it's really pretty fun.
And you've already started this, right?
I have.
How's that going?
So it's going really, really well.
Good.
I have small classes. I
Mhm.
don't want any more than 4 in a class. Although, depending on where we're at, I might be able to add somebody in.
And so you get all of
So
the
you get
tools
in your
that you
kit,
need.
you get size 8 needles, you get 20, you get circular ones, you get 32 inch, and then you also get 16 inch, and then you get a pair of double pointed needles, the long double pointed needles, and they're all in size 8. And so what we cover in the beginning class is, we also get two skeins of yarn.
Mhm.
You get stitch markers. You get a little pair of folding scissors. You get a nice little pouch to keep it all in. And you get one of our knitting store bags, which is really nice. The cloth ones.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. So you get that. You get a tape measurer also. And you get a darning needle. So it comes in a nice little pack there. And so you choose which 2 colors you want. And I've limited the colors for the beginners because I want them to be able to use easier colors to work with. So, but there's a nice variety, and you get to choose 2 of those if you would, well, not if you would like, but you get to choose 2. And then we go ahead and you get 5 lessons with that. And the lessons I have set up are 2 hours long, and they're on Thursdays from 4 to 6, Fridays from 5 to 7, and Saturdays from 10 to 12. So then you would decide which class you wanted to go to.
So this is not. They're not going to every one of those classes. They're going to the one
you
that fits
choose which
with
one
their
you
schedule.
want to do. Those are the
Okay.
3 times that I have available to teach.
Got it.
So that I've set aside to teach.
Got
So they would just choose one of those classes, one of those times to go to. And then it would just be 5 times. And the other thing is that if you skip a week, that's fine. You just come back the next week and until you have a total of 5 classes. So you don't miss out. You don't have to come sequentially. You, like, right in a row. You can come 2 weeks, and then if you have to be out of town a week, then just next week you'll just be on class 3.
Right. We want folks to get the help and the information they need to learn the new skill.
Right.
But we don't want it to be stressful.
Right.
This is not.
Stress, no.
Yeah.
No stress. But what we cover is cast on, the knit stitch, and we do the purl stitch. We cover ribbings, and then we do increases and decreases, and then we start a project that
That's
you'd
about-
like to do.
That's about it, really, that you need.
Yeah.
You could conquer the knitting world with that
Yes, you could.
information.
So you don't have to take any more classes after that, but you are well on your way to being able to knit. And then we have an intermediate kit, which is going to also have the same kinds of needles, except they're going to be size 6. And instead of working in a worsted weight yarn, we're going to be working in a DK weight, and you can choose any color that you want. And then we're going to be working on cables, and on 2-color knitting, and on lace. So those are the 3 things that we'll be doing in the intermediate kits.
And are there, going back to like the beginner's kit,
Mhm.
are there also projects that you help them do?
Yes, so
Oh, great.
you have the choice of getting, I think, 3 to 5 projects.
Oh, cool.
That we'll print out for you, and deciding what it is that you want. So I have one student who has chosen to do some fingerless mitts.
Nice.
So she found the pattern that she liked. We printed it out, and we got her casting on using double-pointed needles, because I believe
Ooh.
beginners can use double-pointed needles. Yes.
Yeah, they're not difficult. It's
Yes.
I find it the casting on the knitting part, I think, is easy. The casting
Yes.
onto double pointed needles, that's the part I kind of hate.
Yes.
Sometimes I cast on to a circular needle
I do that too.
and then knit the,
Yeah. I do
the
that
double
too.
pointed
So there's
needles.
different ways that you can do it, and I'll show you that. And it depends, but yes, that works very nicely. And then you have a 16-inch if you wanted to make a hat, and then you have a 32-inch if you wanted to make a scarf or a cowl or something like that.
Nice, that sounds great.
So those are the kind of projects that I steer people towards. However, if you want to make a sweater or you want to make anything you want to make, I will teach you how to do it, and you'll get the tools that you need to do that. And then when you're finished, if you want to move up to the intermediate kit, you can. And then we are going to have an expert kit, but I don't know what's in that yet.
It's super secrets.
It's a super secret
If
society there.
if you want to be the expert,
Yes, you have to knock 3 times and hold your mouth the right way.
there's a password.
So, oh yeah, password too. That's a good one. So anyway, so those are in the store now, and they are $50, and that's a really good deal. To
That
get
is for
all of
5
that.
classes and
And-
tools.
Yes.
That is
Mhm.
very good.
Yeah. So, you're welcome to come in, or if you're thinking of getting someone a present, you could also do that too.
Oh, that would be a great
Yeah,
gift,
that would
wouldn't
be
it?
a great gift.
Yeah.
Yes. To teach, let them learn how to knit. I also have a young man who is has some developmental delays, and he's been coming to the classes, and all I'm doing with him is knitting, because that's all that he can handle at the moment.
Mhm.
So he's happy just knitting back and forth, and he's remembered how to knit, and he's made up his own little poem for the knitting process.
Oh my
and
gosh, how
it's
good.
just really a lot of fun. So I'm really having a great time. I'm having a great time
Good.
doing it.
I'm glad.
So at any rate, that's sort of where we're at with those beginning kits and the intermediate kits, and I'm sure that Anna has a great setup for hers also. All right.
Yeah.
So then we also wanted to talk about a couple of other classes that are coming up. So this is sort of short notice, but there's ankle weaving November 16th, which is this Friday. We're doing this on a Tuesday, and this is on a Friday. And it's Anna McHale is the person who is doing it.
She was recently here giving us like a little talk about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was one of those Sunday.
Oh, the Sunday talks.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
So anyway, so she's going to be doing ankle weaving, and she has 2 parts to the class. In the morning, it's planning color, and that's $30 from 10:30 to 12:30. And then part 2 is setting up and weaving, and that's $40, and that's from 1:30 to 4:30. So I'm sure she would be happy if y'all signed up and wanted to come and learn how to do the ankle weaving. If I can swing it, I'm going to try to do it.
It's fun.
Yeah. At least
It's
come
fun.
to the setup and the weaving.
Yeah. And we also have an ankle loom set up in our weaving area here.
Oh,
So if you want to
right.
drop by and look at it and see if it's something that interests you, you can try it out,
Right.
or at least see
See what it looks
see
like.
what's going on. You know,
And she has 5 loaner looms.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, that's what it said on the thing, 5 loaner looms. So you don't have to buy the ankle loom right up front. You can just have it be lent to you.
And then of
So,
course we have them for sale
if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we also have a beginning knitter class with Pat Sylvester, which is 4 scarves. And that's 4 classes, December 2nd and the 16th, and then January 6th and the 20th, and it's $60 for the 4 classes. So if you'd like to sign up and learn how to make some scarves, that sounds wonderful too.
She's a good teacher, and
Yeah, I like her a lot.
whenever her classes are here, there's always a lot of like joy and laughter. So
Yeah, they have a good time.
I'm guessing, yeah, they're having a good time.
Yeah, so that's good. So anyway, so those are some upcoming classes that are happening. So you all are welcome to join in on those or not.
Yep.
And then we just have whatever else you want to talk about.
Just a couple quick notes, housekeeping, I guess.
Okay.
We'll probably have another podcast before this, but of course we're closed
Mhm.
on Thanksgiving, so
Right.
we can be with our families or chill by ourselves. Choose what to do. I've done both before, and they
We just can't come and knit.
Yeah. Indeed.
That's okay.
So that's coming up. Just a reminder that if you haven't paid off your Winslow trip, we
okay.
need that to be completely paid by the 30th of November. We need to finalize reservations and menus and stuff like that.
Okay.
So if you have any questions, if you don't remember what you owe, or if you've paid, give us a call, and we can help you out with that.
Okay. Excellent.
Um,
I'm going on that trip. I'm
Yay.
excited. Yeah, I want to go.
Jeannie, I wrote your name down in my notes, but I don't know why.
I don't either.
She's on the other side
Jeannie's
of the wall.
on the other side of the wall.
It literally just says Jeannie. That's all it says. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
All right.
Jeannie says she doesn't know
Yep.
either.
Well,
Okay. You were just dreaming of Jeannie?
I guess I was. Today's the 6th, right?
Yes, today is the 6th.
Oh, how about this? On the 11th, we have a guest speaker.
Oh,
I
nice.
wrote his name down, but I didn't write what he's going to talk about. So how about that for me?
Okay.
But those
So
are always
there will be
really
a guest speaker who will be interesting.
on
Guaranteed.
this Sunday 3 to 4.
Okay.
They're always fun. We've had embroidery, we've had inkle, we've had what else have we had?
Is it the guy with the shearing? Did he reschedule?
Maybe. No, he
No?
didn't. He hasn't rescheduled
Oh,
yet.
okay.
This was something that was already planned because it's on our
okay.
website.
Okay. So go to the website and you'll find it.
Yeah. We've started, pardon me, we have started our annual collection of yarn and even like half-finished projects for the Navajo, the Dene elders.
Nice.
We're going to be doing that until the 22nd.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
You know, I used to live out there.
Yeah?
And those ladies are wonderful.
I bet.
And they are overjoyed when anybody brings them anything.
Oh, yeah.
And they love to do stuff with yarn, and it's just really, really great. So they're very, very happy to get that.
Well, I'm happy to
Yeah.
help give them that. So if you would be too.
Come say, oh, hi.
Oh,
Hi.
How are
hi.
you?
Okay.
Good. I
I'm
thought you
coming.
were Jeannie.
No.
Okay. You don't want to be on our podcast, huh?
You
Do
could
you want
if
to
you
say
No,
want.
hello? Just stick your head in and say hello. Come on, right in here between us.
We are open for
We
business.
are open for business,
Yeah.
and
Hello.
we have somebody here. Tell us what you're looking for.
Well, right now I'm just sitting and crocheting.
Crocheting,
A while.
wonderful. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I'm doing a Liliana Afghan or blanket.
Okay.
They say Liliana was a mermaid. I didn't make it up.
Oh, okay.
okay. That sounds wonderful. So do you do squares, or is it just like
It's
in a
one.
long?
It's one big square,
One big square. Oh, wonderful.
and it's not done yet. So I think I have 2 more parts in it.
Okay. Well, that's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And what's your name?
Ellen.
Ellen. Thank you, Ellen, for just popping in. Well,
so,
people
like-
have told me they want to see who's in the store.
Yeah,
so-
and remember, like Ellen
Yeah.
is, you can always just come and hang out
Yeah.
and knit and crochet and
Yeah. And
have
do
some
that.
coffee and tea and cookies. I think there's cookies
There's
in
some
there.
cookies in there now.
Probably.
And there's some Halloween candy left over, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's lots
There's
of stuff
too
here.
much candy, I think.
Yeah, there probably is.
I have
Did you
very
give
little.
out
I have very
pencils?
little
Did you give
willpower.
out- Did
No,
you give
no,
out
no.
toothbrushes
No,
to the trick or treaters?
it's not that I dislike candy. It's that I have little willpower.
Oh, I
And
see. So-
somebody else, a friend of my husband, already pawned off their extra candy on us, and he brought this gigantic bag home, and I was like, no, you have to get this out of here because I will eat the whole bag.
I have a tendency to do the
And
same
I'll
thing.
just get all fat and sassy. Trust me.
No, you're already halfway there. Anyway.
Anyways, yes, sorry. Tangent again.
That's okay. Well, that's what we have for today, for
It
this
is.
week. And hopefully we'll do this in a couple of more weeks and see where we're at with that. So I really
Great.
appreciate everybody who watches us.
Thank
If
you.
you're ever interested in being on the podcast, if you're ever interested in a topic, if you ever want to give us any feedback, please do.
Please do. Like and subscribe.
Yes.
Please follow us on Facebook. You just have to type in the yarn store at knobhill.com.
Nice.
I just posted a really fabulous picture of one of our customers who loves Stephen West. and he just
Oh,
finished a Stephen
wow.
West shawl, and so he's
Oh,
modeling
nice.
that.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah, that was really fun. So do that. You can find us on Instagram too.
Mm-hmm.
You can find me on Ravelry, KRISSYM, Chrissy M.
And
And
I'm Damaris, Damaras, but I'm not on very often anymore. But I try to go on. So, but I'm there. And then you have a email that they can reach
yeah,
us at.
you can reach us at yarnstoreabq@gmail.com, or if it's just about the podcast, you can
Mhm.
email me, maestro, Chris, KRIS, @gmail.com.
Excellent.
Yeah,
So anyway, until next time,
yeah.
bye-bye.
Happy knitting, have fun, stay warm,
Yes, enjoy.
and I hope you went out and voted.
Yes. Thank you for doing that. Bye-bye.